My name is Asia, and this is Coco. Um, and I'm your host of My Thoughts No One Asked For, where I share my thoughts none of you asked for or probably even care about, but I'm going to share them anyway. And this is episode 34. Okay. Um, Hi. How are ya? I'm very happy to be here. Hold on one second. Let me go back. I'm very happy to be here today. My energy is just different this stream. So going really quick into my week recap. So first I want to start off by saying I uploaded a new YouTube video on my main YouTube at It's Your Girl Asia, and it's really good YouTube video. I'm documenting my creative journey on over on my main YouTube. If you didn't know, very short videos, very short but intentional. And it has some like really important messages, and I posted some clips and people really enjoyed it. So please head over to my main YouTube channel at It's Your Girl Asia, same as this channel over on YouTube, and check it out. So I filmed that YouTube video. um I've just been doing a lot of content planning because you guys are going to see some things. Results are coming, okay? I don't want to keep telling y'all what's coming. I just want to provide you with the results. So I'm very very excited, and I needed last week to film some stuff and focus on some things that's being added to the show. So, yeah, that's been pretty much my week. I've been doing a couple of other things that I'm not really like ready to share just yet, but I've had a great week off, honestly. I've truly enjoyed myself. I haven't gone anywhere really. I did not go to 404 day. I wanted to, but I kind of just bowed out the last minute, and I'm glad I did. But I have some events and stuff coming on towards the end of the month. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm just ready to like get back in the mix socially. Like now that I have a dog, it's just gonna help me get outside more, be more in the mix, and just kind of show my face. So I'm just like ready to be more social with people, get and have like different reasons to dress up and take pictures again. I'm trying to get back in my mode. I've been in hermit mode because I've really been locking in on a lot of different things. And so certain things have been having my attention. So yeah. But yeah, I've had a great week. It's been amazing. I'm still unemployed and it's going great. So I really have no complaints on that. Also I've been spending time with some family as well. My niece is like gonna graduate high school soon, which is crazy. So I've been having some family time and just talking to family and stuff like that, and really just resting. So content wise, short film stories is coming very soon. It's a project that I'm very excited about. It's what makes this show complete. Um, and I think it's also going to just like show a different side of just a different element of my creativity. So yeah, I'm very excited for you guys to see it coming, and yeah. But anyways, yeah, I had a great week. Hope you guys had a great week as well. And yeah, just my energy. I don't know if y'all could tell, but my energy is different today. Mainly because I'm really like passionate about the things I'm going to talk about today. I've This is like one of my favorite lists of topics in a very long time. And also just I don't know, just where I'm at in life, I just feel very free and light and happy, and this full moon really has me feeling amazing. So, I'm just in a very good mood. Yay. I think that's a really good thing. Okay, so I already know that like the title of this episode is gonna be Fallout Etiquette. Okay. So what made me think about this is I started to think back to some old Fallout. Well, really one particular, but I went back and thought about this one Fallout that I had in my life, and I started kind of going through the process of what people deal with or go through um in the process of falling out with someone really close to them. And so I kind of want to discuss proper fallout etiquette and the do's and don'ts, okay? Just based off experience. Okay? So, first things first, I want to talk about this idea, right? That like as soon as you cut someone off, or as soon as someone is no longer in your life, now all of a sudden their life is going to go to shit, and they're not going to be shit, and they're going to be miserable, they're not going to be successful. I don't know where this came from, right? I think a lot of you think you're way too special. I'm sorry. I think a lot of you think you're a lot more special than you actually are. And for some reason, this is what blows me, right? If you were once close to someone who was motivated, career driven, they always had something going on, when you fall out with that person, they're still gonna be that same driven, they're still gonna be that same career driven and motivated and hardworking individual. Just because you are no longer in the equation, just because you are no longer in the equation does not mean that now all of a sudden, because you cut them off, oh, their life is gonna be nothing and da da da. You're talking down on them as if their life is just gonna go downhill. I don't know why I'm not able to talk today. What the fuck? But you talking as if their life is automatically just gonna go downhill, like that is so weird. If they were a certain way when you were friends with them, they're most likely gonna be that exact same way after. So if their life was going good while you were with them, it probably is still gonna go good without you in it. Sorry. Without you in their life is probably still gonna go good. If their life was miserable when you were with them and they was having issues and struggling, they most likely might still have those issues without you, right? So don't try to give yourself too much power than you actually have. Now, don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong. Has there been times where I have like removed myself out of someone's life and then bad things start to happen to them? Absolutely. But at the same time, if I think about it, when I was in that person's life, bad things were still happening to them and they were still kind of miserable. You know what I mean? So you just can never really give yourself too much credit because I look, I'll tell you this right now. One thing about me, it's funny because it's like anybody that doesn't like me, it's like, what can you say? No, real question. Like, real question, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not ugly, body T, my content is top tier. You can't talk shit about that. I'm growing. I don't have the most followers or the most numbers, and I don't give a fuck about that, but I'm certainly doing very well. I'm out the way. I'm on my business. Like, I just think about people that don't like me, and I'm like, damn, like it must be really hard for them to come up with like things like to say about me that's negative. Because what can you really say other than maybe the reason why you don't like me? But there's you when you sit around and talk shit about me, what do you really have to say that really holds any weight? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, anybody who don't fuck with me, when you were fucking with me, I was the exact same way. Meaning I was always getting up and going to get it. I was very motivated. I was always doing something. I was always pursuing something. And so I'm the exact same way after. Don't think just because now all of a sudden that you hate me and we're not cool anymore, that I'm not gonna keep being that same person. Like motherfuckers probably thought as soon as they left my life that I was just gonna be a bum and I was just like not gonna have shit going for myself. You thought motherfucking wrong. You thought very much so wrong. I'm sorry. Let me read the comments. Some people are just naturally negative. You just gotta do you. The SpongeBob laugh. Yeah. Yeah, people is the thing. People really give themselves way too much credit. And it's like, mm. So I just think about that sometimes. It's just like, damn, I really think about what can you say negative about me for real that holds weight. Nothing. You can say nothing. And I know that there's like a handful of people that really hate that. They really hate that feeling that it's like they have nothing they can say. So yeah, I'm the point of this particular point is when you follow with somebody, just kind of Leave it alone. Don't sit up here and just automatically wish bad on them or assume that because you out of their life that their life is going to be shit. You're not that special. Don't have that mindset, because if that person was a go-getter when you was their friend, they're going to be a go-getter when you're not their friend. So don't get it fucked up. Never get it fucked up, especially with me. Whether you in my life or not, I'm still gonna do me. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be successful. I'm going to accomplish everything that I told you I was gonna accomplish. It's still gonna get done whether you're in my life or not. So I'm just saying. Now, moving on to the next thing when it comes to fallout etiquette, okay? Throwing shit in people's face. This is like probably one of my biggest pet peeves, and this is something that I do not do because I don't like it being done to me. When you're falling out with somebody close to you, the one thing that you can do that will really piss me off and probably make me never speak to you again is throw shit in my face. Meaning you throwing things in my face that you've done for me. I think that's a very tacky thing to do. You want to know why? Because don't get me wrong, I have a bad memory, but my memory ain't that bad. So I know exactly all the ways that I've been there for you, and you know exactly all the ways you've been there for me. We don't have to sit up here now that we're mad and emotions are running high. We don't have to now sit in front of each other and throw things in each other's faces and be like, oh, well, I did this for you and da da da. And it's like, why are we doing that? We both know, know that already. For you to sit up here and spell it out and throw it in my face, that just don't give like you're a real friend. That don't give you a real friend, because why are you sitting up here throwing shit in my face? You did that shit because you wanted to, right? You did that shit because you are my friend, right? So why are you sitting up here throwing something in my face trying to make me feel bad or prove whatever the fuck your point is? For what? That shit is tacky. People who do that are very late. You are very late. Just express your point, express your frustration without throwing things in my face that you have done for me, because I'm never going to do that to you. You know I've been there for you. You can sit up here and act like it. You can sit up here and act like I haven't, but you know I've been there for you. You know that the shit I've done for you, I'm not going to throw it in your face. I don't give a fuck how much you want to act clueless and act like you don't know. But because some people will be like, oh, well, if somebody act like you didn't do shit for them, you have to like tell them. And it's like, no, you don't. Just let people be clueless. You don't have to throw that shit in their face, because then once you do, now they have another reason to attack you and be like, oh, well, why are you throwing that in my face? No, if somebody want to act clueless and act like you was never there for them, let them do that. Let them do it. Because at the end of the day, you know the truth, and that's all that matters. And so do they deep down. So them choosing to ignore that is a personal problem. That's a them issue. That's not something that you need to like involve yourself in or try to control. Don't worry about that. Which really goes into my next point, my final point, discussing fallout etiquette. I'm going to play a TikTok video to reference this, but we're going to talk about the importance of keeping shit in writing. Okay? Because back to my last point of like, sometimes if people want to act like you didn't do shit for them, if you have certain shit in writing, if you have certain text messages, certain voice notes, certain pictures, videos of proof, if they want to go around and cap to everybody else, if you have some proof to dispute their fucking lie, then you don't even have to motherfucking worry about it. Because if that day comes where they try to embarrass you, now you have the proof to embarrass them. So I'm gonna play this TikTok real quick, because I feel like this girl she explained this so great. 1 second.
Anybody who denies reality, when they say that something that actually happened never happened, when they say they never said something that they actually said, they never did something that they actually did, that person is psychologically dangerous at the bare minimum and not at all worth engaging in any type of relationship with. Like, those are the kind of people that we look at, we see, and we say, out of here. We do not try to get through to them. We do not try to reason with them, because somebody who denies reality is not somebody who is inside of reality. So they cannot meet you there. You cannot meet them there, because they don't exist in that space. They run off of a story, right? And everything has to go with their story. And that's why they will outright deny things that have actually happened. And no amount of you sitting there trying to be like, no, this actually happened. You said this. Ooh, 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 ooh.
So yeah, I don't have to play the whole video. You get the point, right? So she kind of repeated what I just said in that last talking point. So this is why, right? Again, with those kind of people, you leave them alone. You don't try to force them to accept reality when they're clearly not operating in it. There's some people where they need a narrative, and as soon as they get it, they're going to run with it. And there's nothing logical that you can say to them to get them to actually take any kind of accountability or truly assess the situation from a perspective that is real, and not from a perspective that is based on victimizing them, right? So that's why with those kind of people, you truly have to like just leave them the fuck alone. But also, this is why it's so important to keep things in writing. I went back the other day to look at like some messages and stuff from people that I'm no longer cool with. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I sent this text message. I'm so glad that I wrote this paragraph, because even if motherfuckers try to make me feel some type of way for expressing myself at the time, today, current day, I am happy as fuck that I wrote that. You want to know why? Because I'm looking at these messages and I'm like, I was right. Like, and I explained exactly why I moved the way that I moved, right? Like if you read those now, you can clearly see exactly how I felt at the time, and you can understand now exactly why I left the motherfuckers alone, right? And so the importance of having shit in writing, because at the end of the day, when you fall out with somebody, they're going to go and tell everybody their side. You might go and tell a few people your side, whatever, right? It is what it is. Motherfuckers want to run with a narrative, run with their story, and you the big bad wolf. I hold my hands up. You got it. You got it. I'm not going to fight you on that, right? But when you have shit in writing that literally proves or explains in great detail exactly how you felt and why you felt some type of way, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this. Because now if motherfuckers ever wanted to try me, I could just whip out my phone and be like, look, read this. And easily anyone would understand exactly why I moved the way that I did. And so I think that it's very valuable to keep receipts and tabs on people. Or like I said, send that paragraph, send that voice message, say what the fuck you have to say. Have that shit in writing, cuz that way a motherfucker can't say you didn't say something that you clearly said in a text message. Now you can't say that I didn't apologize. It's right there. Now you can't say that I didn't acknowledge how you felt. It's right fucking there. Now you can't sit up here and say that you didn't understand why I was upset or why I felt some type of way. I have a fucking message right here that explains in detail exactly the way that I felt. Motherfuckers will run with a narrative and they will lie on you. They will dead ass lie so you can fit this certain type of narrative. This is why you have to keep receipts on niggas. This is exactly why. Keep everything in writing. So one thing about me, anytime I feel some type of way, I text somebody or I send a voice message. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to talk to you on the phone. I'm going to send a text because I wanted it in writing, and I want you to, if you need to go back to it, if you ever need to go back to like remind yourself why I felt the way about this, or so you know how to not move in the future, I want you to have that, right? I want you to have a study guide on how to properly deal with me, and I want you to have a study guide on how to maneuver through my, do things that I don't like and that frustrate me. So you understand my boundaries very clearly moving forward. I don't like people that try to live in la la land and act very slow, as if, oh, I just didn't know, and blah blah blah. No, when you have it in writing, when you have proof, a text message, or even a recording. I'm not a call recording type of girl, but if you just want to keep some kind of receipts or tabs on people, so you always got proof, I don't see nothing wrong with that. So that is my opinion personally on fallout etiquette. Okay, because I do feel like people should practice it. I do feel like there are do's and don'ts for sure. So, brief overview of friendship etiquette. Okay, for one, don't assume just because y'all fall out that their life is going to be horrible. That's not that you don't give yourself that much power. Number two, um, don't throw nothing in their face. If they throw shit in your face, let them do that. But don't throw nothing in their face because that's very tacky. It's very lame. It's late. And it just makes you look like you wasn't a genuine friend and that you did that shit just so you can hold shit over somebody's head. And you don't want to do that. And last but not least, make sure you keep them text messages. Make sure you keep them paragraphs, and make sure if you have anything that you need to say and get off your chest, send it in a text message so you can have shit in writing in case motherfuckers try to lie on you. Okay? So that is Fallout Etiquette class. Hopefully you guys took notes. But yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and have a commercial break. I think I'm gonna play 2 commercials really quick. So yeah, I'm gonna do a commercial break and then we're gonna move on to the next topic. Okay? If you're enjoying the show so far, I need you to do a couple things for me. If you want to give your input on show topics, network with other young creatives, and even just be a part of the episode, join the Discord. I want this show to feel very interactive because it's not just a platform for me to share my thoughts, but also for you to share yours. And just in case you missed the episodes live on Thursday nights, make sure you subscribe to the My Thoughts No One Asks For YouTube channel. Obviously, the VODs won't stay up on Twitch forever, so make sure you catch up on all episodes on YouTube. And of course, follow the Twitch. I won't just be streaming once a week for the show, but I also have a lot of concept streams coming very soon. So make sure you follow the Twitch and turn those notifications on. Please and thank you. Hi, it's me again. Sorry to bother you again, but I really wanted to tell you about my main YouTube channel. It's Your Girl Asia is where I document my creative journey, and I also post my other streams on there as well. So, in case you want to see more of me, subscribe or don't. No pressure. Okay, back to the show. For all my audio podcast listeners, you can now listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Substack. But if you'd rather just hear me and not see me, head over to your preferred podcast app, search My Thoughts No One Asks For, and listen now. Hello. We back. We back. All right. All right. So, yeah, he was tripping. Motherfuckers be tripping in TikTok chat. This is Coco, guys. Say hi to Coco. My new dog. I love her. She's great. So moving on to the next topic, okay? This is the thing. This is the thing, right? Um okay, so this is the conclusion that I've reached when it comes to dating lately, okay? I don't have an issue with you talking to other people while you're talking to me. We're getting to know each other, that's fine, right? The issue, well, there's a couple issues that I can have in this case. Of course, like, no one cares if you're a hoe. Just don't lie. Like, being a hoe that lies is like, because you're at the end of the day, you're single. So it's like, if you're honest and if you're upfront about dating multiple people or not wanting to get into anything too serious, people will understand that. Like, especially women, like, we appreciate honesty more than lying and this and the sneaking and snaking. I don't give a fuck that you're dibbling and dabbling and dating. That's fine because I'm doing the same. But Lying to my face is just like really lame, right? But not only just that, that's just one little part. This is what I really hate. And I've always had this issue since high school. I don't understand why guys, like when you deal with a nigga and he like is probably talking to somebody else, why do you tell the bitch about me? I've never understood that. Why are you telling your other bitch about me? Why does she even know my name? Why does she even know if I exist? And even if she already knew who I was, she shouldn't know that you're dealing with me. I've never understood that. Literally, anytime I've been dealing with somebody and they got caught talking to somebody else, literally almost every single time, the other girl knew about me and I never knew about her. Why the fuck are you telling this bitch about me? You want to know why that pisses me off? Because now this other bitch is like obsessed with me and now she's stalking my story from another page trying to see if I'm with you, which sidebar is so stupid because listen, if I'm dealing with a nigga that I'm probably not supposed to be dealing with, the last information you will get, the last place you will get any information from is my fucking public story. Really, social media in general. Like, what are we talking about? You really think you hopping on a fake page to spy on me about this nigga? You think you're gonna open my story and see me with him? Like, please go talk to him. Go touch grass. Like, leave me alone. There is no type of information you are going to get from my social media trying to snoop about a man. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I know better than that. I know better than that. If I'm dealing with somebody that I know I probably should be dealing with, he might have something else going on. You think I'm gonna post him? You think I'm gonna be seen out in public with him? So, baby girl, if you're concerned that he's dealing with me, go take that up with him directly. Don't be spying on me, trying to get information that you're not gonna get. Hello. So that's why I get pissed off because it's like your other bitches should not know about me. Cause one thing about me, when I talk to somebody new, the first thing that I pay attention to is our mutuals. That's the first thing that I pay attention to. Who do you know that I know? Like, that's the first thing that I keep my eye out for, especially in Atlanta. Like, nah, that's the first thing I pay attention to. Even if I'm talking to a nigga, even if I'm like talking to him about like my exes or people I used to deal with, I'm not sitting up here telling him their names. Or if he knows that I'm dealing with other people, I'm not telling him who these people are that I'm dealing with. Why do certain men do that? I don't understand because then y'all try. See, y'all think that y'all being player with shit, but you're not. You're being a dumb hoe. You're being a dumb hoe. A smart hoe wouldn't tell his other bitch about his other bitch. For some reason, you pillow talking ass niggas just want to tell your other bitch crazy thing. And for some reason, you pillow talking ass niggas want to tell your other bitch about your other bitch. And mind you, it usually be the crazy one. So you want to tell the crazy one about your other bitch, who she is, right? Knowing she's probably gonna stalk her and like find her on Instagram and message her, right? Like, why? I feel like that type of shit is like so strange, and niggas that do that are very strange. And that has happened to me multiple times. And the first thing that I ask a nigga when that happens is like, why would you tell her about me? Why? I don't get it. Like, how does that benefit you in any way if your hoes know who each other are? Doesn't that just make everything more messy and complicated? But again, if that's what some of you niggas want. Hello, hello. Sorry, my dog just put out my cord. But Yeah, some of you niggas want drama. So if that's what you want, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna rain on the parade. But I just think that there's smart hoes and there's dumb hoes, right? And a lot of y'all are dumb hoes. And y'all think that y'all very p and y'all so whatever, but like you're not. You're actually stupid as fuck because you're always getting caught up. You're always getting caught. Like y'all aren't even sneaky about anything. Like y'all just not smart. Y'all always move in such a sloppy way and think that you won't get caught and you do every fucking time. I can literally count on one finger. Literally one. There's only been one time ever that I've been caught up. And I was like 18 or something. I was very young. And I knew what I was doing. I knew exactly what I was doing. I walked right into it, honestly. Like, I really just set myself up for failure. I was very messy with that. Uh, but other than that, like, there's literally only ever been one time that I've been caught up. Other than that, at 18 years old, I've never been caught up at all. If I was fucking with a nigga and he fucked me over, my get back, he don't know about it to this day. Niggas don't know about the get back. Even when I'm dealing with new niggas, they don't know about my old, like, nobody. If I'm dealing, even a nigga that I dealt with and like he's no longer in my life anymore and I move on, he's not gonna know unless I like full blown post him. He's not gonna know who I move on with. Like, I move very p. I move how some of these niggas think that they're moving. But the truth is, a lot of you niggas be moving very sloppy and very messy. That's why y'all always be caught up. And that's why y'all mess get put out on Front Street. That's why y'all clothes get set on fire. That's why y'all get exposed and get posted on TikTok and go viral. That's why everybody in y'all city be talking about you and know your business, because you're sloppy. You're sloppy. There's a certain way you move when you're single and you doing your shit. Like, there's a certain way you move. You gotta be discreet at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers don't really know what it means to be P for real. Y'all don't be P. Y'all be real sloppy and messy with your shit. And y'all gotta do better. Because again, there's nothing wrong with being a hoe. But being a dumb hoe is the problem. And being a sloppy and messy hoe is a problem. So listen, fellas, specifically, because y'all have a habit of doing this very badly. Don't tell your hoes about, well, if you want to be an honest hoe, tell your hoes about each other, but don't be specific with names and shit. And also make sure that they don't know each other before, you know what I'm saying? Like, do some kind of fucking, you gotta do some kind of background check on folks before you get too deep. Because you'll start fucking with somebody and then they fuck with somebody you used to fuck with, and it's just like, but it's again, certain niggas don't pay attention to stuff like that, and I don't understand it. But anyways, so that's my thoughts on that. And yeah, so me personally, I just feel like I really like how I move when it comes to dating, because I'm just very like discreet, and people can't just look from the outside and know anything. You just don't know. I'm very I'm very discreet, and I think that's how a lot of y'all need to move as well. Y'all need to be a lot. Y'all need to be smarter hoes. Okay, summertime's coming up. A lot of y'all, if y'all don't lock the fuck in right now, by summertime, a lot of y'all will be exposed, and y'all business gonna be put out on Front Street, and y'all gonna be very, very embarrassed. So y'all might want to get it together now. Y'all might want to get it together now before summer comes. I'm just warning you. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm trying to help y'all out, okay? So I'm gonna move on to my last commercial, and then I will wrap up my last topic for you guys. All right. Why does me being by myself and minding my business and not saying anything bother you? That combination of intellectual intimacy and physical intimacy, dangerous combo. You Christians, right? Can I tell y'all something? Y'all do know that God loves gay people too, right? Just getting to know each other and it don't work out. No, I don't want to be your friend. I actually never want to speak to you again, actually. I actually never want to see you again, to be honest. Definitely don't think that any woman should be crashing out over a man. It's not worth it. He don't care. You look crazy. Is it not important for new rappers to want to have their own identity? How come we can all admit that we are in a literacy crisis while simultaneously clowning Kai for trying to read? Catch daily clips posted wherever you get your short form content. On TikTok, you can follow me at It's Your Girl Asia Clips. To see my Instagram reels, you can follow me at My Thoughts No One Asks For. And to watch my YouTube shorts, you can also follow me at My Thoughts No One Asks For. Alrighty, and I'm doing so good on time. Okay, I told y'all I'm finna get these episodes down. It's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I got y'all. Okay, I'm doing much better. So, last topic for today. So, what made me think about this is so I'm not gonna get too deep into the Kanye stuff because that's honestly another stream for another day to do like some kind of deep dive into. But recently, hey, Sloth TV, what's your IG? Just go in my TikTok profile in my link tree. It's my IG's in my link tree. So Kanye recently popped out with his SoFi show, which was fire. Visuals fucking fire, like amazing. But of course, Kanye's pretty controversial, and there's a lot of people on the TL, specifically Black people, who are like, I still don't fuck with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't forget the shit you said, the shit you did. I know he apologized like recently or whatever, but it's a lot of people that's like, whatever, right? Um, Again, I'm not really gonna speak directly on Kanye because there are some people who say, oh, well, he said this and did this even before, long before his mental health or whatever. And I don't know Kanye. I don't know how long he's been diagnosed with bipolar. I don't know his track record. I don't know every single fucked up thing he has said. I know most of it. But me personally, when it comes to Kanye, I've been checked out with Kanye for a very long time, but his artistry is not something anyone can really dispute. So outside of the music, I just don't, you know, really care about him as a person. To be completely honest with you. But I wanted to open up this conversation to a more general conversation because as someone who has been close or knows people with with certain mental health issues, specifically bipolar, I think bipolar is like more so what I'm gonna be centered around in this conversation. When people, specifically people who are bipolar and they're having episodes, when people say the highs are high and the lows are lows, like people don't understand how extreme that can be. Right. And so when you're on the receiving end of the low lows and someone you love and care about is talking to you crazy and saying things that are kind of fucked up, and it is understandable if it's hard for you to forgive them, right? It's understandable if it's hard for you to decipher whether they truly felt that way or if they're just having an episode, right? And things are being, you know, made to be a bit more dramatic than they really are. I always talk about nuance on this show, and so I think that with mental health, bipolar specifically, it's also very nuanced and it's a case by case basis, right? Because if someone like a family member you have is bipolar, if they're having like a very low and they're talking to you crazy, because you know this person, you on the receiving end of that can easily decipher usually whether they mean certain things that they say or whether they don't. um but I think it's fine if someone with mental health issues, your mental health issues does not, just put a band-aid on like how you've affected someone or how you hurt someone, right? And I also think that, certain people who are bipolar and things like that, I think that they are aware of that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't dismiss someone's literal chemical imbalance. And I don't think people understand how extreme it can be for some people and that they're literally operating, I guess, in a state of psychosis or just operating in a state that they cannot control. And so, again, it doesn't excuse anything at all, right? Like, people can also be mentally ill and still make conscious decisions, and those decisions can be fucked up and hurt people, right? But I also don't like, just in general, when people like make these kind of blanket statements of dismissing, because what they did was so fucked up, they're just like dismissing their diagnosis because, you know, the the impact is holding more weight than whatever their intention or whatever they're dealing with mentally. And I still think that's somewhat valid. It's just, for me personally, because I know how extreme the highs and lows really are. Like, I'm just always going to keep it in mind. I'm not necessarily going to say that I'm always going to say that that's going to make everything okay, or that I'm just like not going to check the person or hold them accountable. I think you can hold them accountable and also not dismiss what they deal with up here, especially if you don't deal with it, right? Because none of us can ever truly know the experience of having a certain mental diagnosis that you just don't fucking have. Hey, oh my gosh. Um, Jar Jar, are you my first subscriber? What? I think Jar Jar, I think you're my first subscriber. Thank you so much for that. That's like so kind. Yeah, I think you're my first subscriber. That's so cool. Thank you. But yeah, like, so I think, with just to touch on Kanye a little bit, I don't want to touch on Kanye because I honestly, with him, like, it's very hard to pinpoint what was the bipolar and what was like what he was actually feeling. And also, aside from whatever celebrities like are actually diagnosed with, I have always said that I think that when you reach a certain level of fame, you naturally are just going to lose your mind. And it can go on for quite some time. And I just think that fame is automatically like a mental illness. Like, automatically. Yeah, Jar Jar, because I didn't know that I thought that I wasn't at the level where people could subscribe to me yet. So, I got to go check my Twitch or see what's going on, cuz I didn't even know. Um but yeah, I've always said that, like, fame automatically, like, I just feel like fame in itself just causes automatic mental illness. So that's why when we see certain crash outs over the years, like Kanye, or even most recently like Nicki, whether it's calculated in a way or not, or whether they're going through something or not, being that famous will drive you at least a little bit insane for a certain amount of time. Again, that's not to excuse what they did, but I just think in general, like, I don't think people like I don't think people pay enough attention to people's mental health, and how we'll look at people acting crazy and just judge them, but like, it truly stems from somewhere. Like, A plus B, like 1 plus 2 equals 3. So it's like, it's not like they're just crazy and nothing has caused this, or it's not stemmed from anything. And with Kanye, I don't blame people for not wanting to support him probably ever again, because he has said and done pretty much like all the fucked up shit you could say in the public eye as a celebrity or just as a person. Like he's done it all. Um and so I certainly understand people being like, I don't fuck with that nigga, like whatever. I've talked about on here how, like, I just don't care to like really hold many celebrities accountable. They're strangers. I don't know them. He has to answer to God for the shit that he's done, not me. So that's just my personal perspective. Of course, I don't like the fucked up shit that he has said, but that's something he has to carry and deal with and work through. That's not for me to give a fuck. I can A lot of people online can't separate the artist from the person. I can. Not that I listen to Kanye a lot, really that much, but he's such a big artist that, like, I know I acknowledge his greatness and what he's done, and I will never dispute that. Um but yeah, I just think it's a very nuanced conversation of just like, if we personalize it and just bring it more into real life, if you know someone with bipolar disorder, um then you know what I'm talking about. Just in a sense of like, when someone is specifically bipolar, but really has any diagnosis that, is affecting their life extremely, that person has to want, if that person can't even acknowledge what the fuck they're dealing with, and if they don't want to at least seek some kind of medication or therapy or try to develop certain tools to check themselves or to just not always be in a state of where it's just super high and super low. Like, pretty much if they're a person that's just very self-aware, it's a lot easier to deal with, right? Because even they know when they come down from that crash out, they kind of know, okay, yeah, that was doing a bit much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a bit much. But for me, on the receiving end, like, if I'm dealing with someone who is acting like their diagnosis, I don't I don't automatically care to like be offended. And it's not that I really care like to rush and defend them either, but it's almost like, I know what you have and you're displaying that right now. So I'm going to act accordingly, and I'm not going to escalate this. That's personally how I like to move. Um And yeah, if someone has a certain diagnosis, I can see them display certain behaviors that may be disturbing, and that I might think, wow, they're really out of it, right? Or I could try to condemn them and say they're a terrible person. But at the end of the day, if I had such an extreme mental diagnosis like that, I would want people to be a bit more delicate with me. I would want people to be a bit more understanding with me. I wouldn't want my character to constantly be in question just because of something that I cannot control. Um but again, if I do something fucked up to someone, if I say something fucked up to someone, whether I'm having a manic episode or not, they're allowed to not fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to dislike me, and they're honestly allowed to pick apart my character if they want. But again, that's when it comes down to you truly knowing a person and truly knowing a person's character who also has mental health issues. You're able to kind of see through those episodes and know, like, not to take it personal and know that it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's just like, there's a lot of like broad generalizations about like certain mental health diagnoses and stuff like that. Even with the whole Tourette's thing, and that white guy calling Michael B. Jordan the N-word at that show. And everybody was kind of like, "Oh, well," everybody was kind of like, "Oh, well, Tourette's doesn't make you do that," and da da da. And it's like, well, it does. You know what I'm saying? That's yeah, there's certain Tourette's that literally means that, someone will uncontrollably say the most fucked up thing possible. Like, that is what that means. But it also doesn't make it okay. Like, I feel like everyone's reaction to it was like very valid of like, well, nigga, fuck you. Like, that's fucked up to say. And you that's embarrassing to do. You know what I mean? To two black men that are on stage accepting an award, and for you to yell out the N-word, Tourette's or not, that's fucked up. And I think that our reaction to it was valid, right? But this is why it's so weird that people don't operate in nuance. Like, people cannot. It's like when you go online, people just, it's almost like they don't know what nuance means. It's almost like two things can't be true at once. And it's like, yes, it was fucked up, but to sit up here and act like Tourette's isn't a condition where like people uncontrollably will say fucked up things is just, that's not, that right there is just completely unreasonable, and it's just simply not true. And so I'll still call you out. I'll say that was fucked up, but I'll acknowledge that no, that happens, and that's just what it is. It doesn't make it okay. But again, nuance, people. This is a platform that operates in nuance. So yeah, everyone who's watching the stream right now, who's listening to the conversation, if you have any input, please share as we close up. Let me know your thoughts on anything that I've touched on this episode. But yeah, I think just when it comes to dealing with people with mental health issues, I think if you know someone personally, right? Because when it comes to people in the public eye and people you don't know, it's very easy to have an opinion about something that you don't have any experience with, or you don't have any direct experience with. But when you truly know someone who has any of these conditions, and you know the nuance and the harm that it can cause, um it just makes you be a bit more understanding than most people. Coco, my dog is just like, she's disrupting the show. Coco, hey. Anyways, guys, yeah, hopefully what I said was making sense. um, I am pretty much done with the show. I don't have anything else to talk about right now. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Short film stories coming very soon. Subscribe to the main YouTube channel. Um, I will start doing extra streams very soon as well. So my extra streams will go on my main YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to that. So more things are coming to my main YouTube channel. So definitely tap in. Subscribe to My Thoughts on What Acts For YouTube channel. That's where these episodes are being uploaded and being stored. So if you want to go catch up, go fuck with it. Anything else? Follow my clip page at It's Your Girl Asia Clips. Instagram, It's Your Girl Asia. Make sure y'all tap in. I have a lot of things coming. I'm so excited. This year is gonna be great. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.